I would like very much to introduce Maddie Adamson from Rosetown.
I would like to invite my friend QDM up on stage.
Thank you for that invitation. So what do you want to do?
I want to do an interview with you.
Okay, I'm a little bit nervous. I feel like you're going to have too tough of questions for me. Can you take it easy on me?
Okay.
Okay, thank goodness. Go ahead. You start asking questions. I'll do my best to respond.
Why did you start these videos?
Oh, I kind of started making videos by accident. I was having a really good time with my dad, Big Mustache Al. He's got a huge mustache. And we were just cutting some firewood out in the trees. And I started being goofy, which I have been known to do from time to time. And I just kind of put it on Snapchat. And all of a sudden, everyone's like, hey, that's really funny. And so I was like, oh, there's way more where that came from. And then I got tired of people asking for my videos because they disappear after 24 hours on Snapchat. Thank goodness. And I put it on YouTube so people wouldn't bother me to send them to them. And that's how it all started. And then I started making agriculture part of the videos because people kept asking, what's all this stuff in the background going on while you're talking about crazy things like carbon tax? And I was like, oh, that's a farm. We can talk about that too. So agriculture started.
Do you have grain land and livestock?
Yes, we do. So we got about 3,200 acres of farmland, and we got about 350 head of cattle. So we do a little bit of grain farming, a little bit of cattle farming. So we're super, super busy all the time. And probably there's two cool things about having a grain farm and a cattle farm. Is number one, they both work really well with each other, right? Because sometimes you're growing what you're going to feed the cattle.
Yeah.
And if feed barley does what it did this year, then you have it in the bins and you don't have to buy it. So that works really good. And the other part is when it's late at night and you're done seeding, you get to come home and fix fence that all the cows broke, that's the best way to spend your evening because it keeps you from getting into trouble elsewhere.
What's your favorite job on the farm?
I have a lot of favorite jobs on the farm. I like doing everything on the farm because you're kind of working with animals most of the time or plants, and you're not around a whole bunch of people. I'm feeling very nervous here. There's so many people. But I think my favorite job is washing equipment. Do you know why?
Why?
It's because you can really see something get done in a very short amount of time. You can have, and like we feed cows with our tractors, so you can imagine the amount of cow poop that is on a tractor after you've drove through the corrals with it. It's really awesome to see it get washed off of the tractor because you can see a job get done like immediately. But the downside is most of it winds up on my face and in my beard, so then I have to continue washing when I get into the house.
What's the hardest part of taking care of cattle?
Oh boy, talking to them. They need a lot of conversation, and so it gets really awkward because I don't speak cow that well, and I think they make fun of me behind my back when I'm not looking. So I try to think that they're not, but no. Actually, I think the toughest part is also the most rewarding part is calving, because you've got to work many, many hours a day right through the night, but when everything goes good, or maybe you're having trouble with a calf being born and you get to pull it, and then if it's not doing so well, sometimes you might blow into its nose a little bit and you got sticky stuff all over your beard. I'm getting off track here. And when they actually get up and start nursing on their mother, it's a pretty rewarding feeling to see life coming into the world, right? And I would rather see calves being born than humans being born, I think. So, yeah.
How long have you had your beard?
I was born with it. My brothers were also born with theirs. We all have beards, and the doctors call us a little bit of an anomaly because they are concerned that we don't have any chins. They say that the chin has been gone for years and years, and we actually are working on some promotions for some really cool plumbing companies because our drains in the house are very full of beard hair all the time. So yeah, my mother gets pretty upset with me. Yeah. Did that answer your beard question?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it all right if I ask you some questions? Or did you have any more for me? Is that it?
That's all the questions.
Thank goodness. If we were going to start talking about glyphosates, I probably wasn't going to do very good at it. So thank you for keeping that way. So I'm allowed to ask you some questions now?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm not going to try and ask you the same questions that you asked me, but why did you start making agriculture videos?
Our class started talking about agriculture, and I got upset because I realized a lot of people don't know where their food comes from or how agriculture works.
So you decided that you were just going to start showing what you do on the farm?
Yep.
How did you get so good at talking on camera? This is a side question. This is not technically my second question. Okay, who's keeping score here?
I'm just not really shy, and I like to talk.
Oh, good. Would you agree with that, Mom? Yeah, okay. Okay, so I like to make people laugh, or try to make people laugh. Sometimes the comedy I do does not make people laugh. But what makes you laugh?
Pretty much anything funny makes me laugh.
So, like, what would be one funny thing that you could think of that you've been like, that was really funny?
My dad telling jokes.
Oh, does he keep them fairly clean so everybody can listen to them? We'll maybe talk to him about that later. That's actually really good. Okay, so this is a two-part question. Do you have any animals on your farm?
No.
No? So if you could pick one animal to have on your farm, what would your favorite animal be?
Horses.
Horses? How come?
Because I love to ride horses.
Right on. I love to ride horses too. But sometimes you don't get to stay on them all the time and you get bucked off and then it's not the most fantastic, but it's always important to get back on and try again, right?
Yeah.
Good. I think you got the making of a little rodeo star in you there too. Okay, next question. Do you have any brothers and or sisters?
I have one younger brother.
Okay. And would you say that you guys get along pretty good?
Yeah.
Do you spend an extended period of time in the implement tractor cabs together?
Yes.
Oh, and they get along in there, Mom? Well, good for you. That's actually impressive. I'm not allowed in a tractor cab with any of my brothers ever again. It has to do with some broken stuff in the cab and us fighting over something that was very trivial. It happened 1 week ago. So, yeah. So apparently we need to do a little bit more growing up here, but we're working on it as best we can. Okay, I'm going to stick a sixth question in here, and I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite piece of farm machinery? Now, don't tell the brand, because the most important thing about being on social media is that if you're going to mention a brand, make sure they pay you for it. So just say what piece of machinery is the best. Don't say what color it is or what dealership it came from, okay?
The combines.
Okay, the combines. Awesome, good. Why? Because you're using them at harvest most of the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Have you drove a combine yet?
Sometimes I sit on my mom's lap and hold the steering wheel.
Does she keep it straight? Sure, awesome, nice work. I feel like you'd be a pretty straight driver. Your mom was not driving the golf cart so straight out there. It was kind of concerning, actually. Okay, you want to play a fun game?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to play a game called word association. Here's how the rules work. We've each got 5 words. Neither of us have seen these words before, right?
Right.
So what we're going to do is you're going to say the word, and I'll say the first thing that comes to my mind. Now, it can be a few words, it can be a sentence, it can be anything, but you say the word, I'll say what comes to my mind. So you give me 5 words, I'll try to make sure that it's okay for me to say what I'm going to say in front of you, and then I'll give you 5 words, okay? Okay.
Blue.
The color of the sky.
Hat.
I actually got a really nice hat from a lovely lady this morning, and it's my favorite color, green. So.
Dog.
Gus. That is actually the name of the biggest dog I have ever seen in my life, and he was a Great Dane, and he weighed 120 pounds, like about the weight of a really ignorant newborn calf that we had to pull. But he's the biggest dog I've ever seen. Every time I think of the word dog, that's what I think of.
Milk.
It comes from a cow, and funny thing about milk is when we were kids, we used to go to milk the cows with my dad in the morning, and the game that we played was you would see how far Dad could shoot the milk from the udder of the cow into your mouth across the barn. So we'd go farther and farther and farther and farther, and we were very puzzled when we started going to school, and there were kids that were lactose intolerant. We were like, lactose intolerant? What's that? They're like, well, they're kind of allergic to milk. We actually got most of the milk in our mouths about that far away from cow poop on the floor. So we grew up with very strong immune systems because of that game. I feel like that was a really long answer to the word milk.
Canola.
One of the best plants in Saskatchewan. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I don't tell anybody, but like when I make popcorn, I use an obscene amount of canola oil instead of butter. And I'm proud knowing that we grow it here in Saskatchewan. It's really fun.
Yeah.
All right, oh boy. Those were some good words. So are you ready to play your side of the game?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got 5 words for you. Be very, very, very tough words. Okay, so take your time. Don't think too long on it, because part of the game is you just got to spit out what comes into your mind right away. Okay.
Okay.
All right. School.
Fun.
Oh, right on. First word that came into my head on that was recess, because that was the only part of school I remember. Okay. Candy.
Delicious.
Oh, what's your favorite kind of candy?
Anything?
Anything? Okay, well, it sounds like we could get along in the candy department. Farming.
Awesome.
I feel like you have a lot of great answers here. What's the awesomest thing you find about farming?
Getting to hang out and learn.
Absolutely. There's no shortage of learning, is there?
Nope.
I learn every day on the farm. And I would assume that most farmers in here will tell you the same thing. And that's the coolest thing about farming, is that we just never stop learning. Every day there's something new. Something new is broken. And it's a different challenge, different weather, different everything. And so
Yeah.
I would agree with you. Farming is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Good word. Brother.
Silly.
I noticed you didn't use the word awesome there. So he's silly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys joke around quite a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah? What kind of games do you play when you're in the tractor, in the field together?
Normally I just sit in the buddy seat and read a book, and Bear will play with his tractors.
Okay, so you guys do your separate thing?
Yeah.
I think we've realized why you do not fight while you're in the tractor cab then. That's some pretty good positioning there, Mom. Very well done. Okay, last word. Combine.
Super fun.
Super fun? So, like, what's your first memory of a combine? Or do you have a funny story that you can think of that happened in the combine? Or what's your favorite part of being in the combine?
Hanging out with Mom and my brother.
Yeah? What radio station do you guys listen to?
Country 104.
All right, good radio station. I'm glad that it's country, because I don't really like any other kind of music than country. Yeah. So what's the plans, Maddie? Are you going to keep making your videos and being an awesome little agricultural technician for the world to see?
I'm gonna follow them throughout the farming year, and if I feel like I've reached my goal, which is to educate people about farming, I'll stop. But if I feel like I can do more, I'll continue.
Well, that is one professional answer right there. How about a hand for that, folks? Well, Maddie, I think the reason that what you do is so important to the agricultural community, not only the agricultural community, but to kids that are coming through agriculture and to women that are in agriculture. What you do is so important because you deliver such a good message. You do it very quick. You do it right to the point, and you're very accurate in a lot of the things that you say. And I can't wait to keep watching your videos, and I hope you don't stop, because what we just said is you just never do stop when you're learning in agriculture. So I think all of us are going to be following you very closely along your journey of agriculture here, and we're really looking forward to the rest of it. So please keep up the good work and keep doing the great job, and we're all going to keep watching, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, Maddie Adamson.